The third principle of noob gardening I decided was to always clear up after myself. I have been doing that successfully. I've done a bit more pruning around the garden this week and it's all gone in there. But that's one aspect of clearing up that I haven't done yet, which is actually getting rid of the waste. I have to take it up to the recycling centre and it's about a 6-mile round trip. So I've been avoiding going out specially to do that. The fact of the matter is if you leave your garden waste hanging around too long, it does get a bit mushy and a bit leaky. So there's no two ways about it. I've just got to get on with it at some point. I wanted to talk to you today about this, the trampoline. It takes up quite a bit of space in the garden, and when we got it, I did have to have a think about how the garden was organised, because within the first year it killed off all the grass underneath it, which is why I put down weed control fabric, I put down bark, and I split the garden in half, and I applied the same idea to this section of the garden down here where I've got all these box hedges, where I've got other plants. I tried to surround the plants with weed control fabric and bark, and it's made a massive difference. It's really saved me a lot of time out here, and I'm going to make that the fourth principle of noob gardening. Look for ways to save yourself time, to cut down your labour, because it does make a massive difference. Even when you've got plants that are kind of effective ground cover, I've found that having that to hold the weeds back, it just keeps the garden so much neater, and you just have to do so much less weeding. And I've got a new bag of bark. I was going around the garden centre the other day and I found a bag that had split. I don't think it's lost anything, but they've reduced it to a £5. So I'm going to chuck some new bark down there today, and if I spot any more weeds, I'll pull them up. I did cut back some weeds that were growing out from underneath my neighbour's fence the other day, so I've already neatened that up a bit. I do have a problem out here that the brick borders, they're pretty much the same level as the beds themselves, so the bark has a tendency to kind of flow out onto it, but I think this has neatened it up nicely. I'm happy with the result, and the extra bulk will definitely keep the weeds down that little bit better. Because down here it's looking a bit patchy, there's massive gaps in it, so at some point soon I'm going to have to buy a few more bags and get that sorted out as well. I did get in a little bit of a mess with something today, and this is too obvious to make it a principle, but I do want to note it because I tend to wear whatever I'm wearing to do the garden, but from now on I'm going to remember to take off my tie.